I have good news if you're a Subaru fan. We finally have pricing, packaging details on their first ever mass-produced hybrid, not counting the old Crosstrek hybrid that was a plug-in. This is going to be more of a direct competitor against a RAV4 CRV, Sportage, Tucson sort of vehicle with this new Forester Hybrid. Not only that, we're going to compare the pricing and its capability with this spreadsheet against the competition. Guys, grab your snacks and drinks, buckle in, but we're not going to stop there today. We're also going to talk about what Subaru has around the corner with their hybrids. It's not going to stop with the Crosstrek and the Forester this year with the hybrids. They're going to keep pushing. And I think that's really good news if you're an Outback fan or you're an Ascent fan. Also, at the very end, we'll touch on the Forester Wilderness because that was just announced alongside of the hybrid technology and pricing today. So guys, thank you for coming in. My name's Kirk. I talk about auto industry news. If you enjoy this content, I cover Subaru quite often here. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And let's get into it. Let's get further. Let's just dive in. The Subaru's new hybrid. I've been hyping it up for the past few months. This is probably my third or fourth video on Subaru's hybrids in the past few months. But now it's finally here. It's finally coming. And we have pricing, packaging. This parallel series hybrid is co-developed with Toyota, which is pretty exciting because we know how good Toyota's hybrids are, except the big difference with these hybrids compared to Toyota's is that Subaru's using their own all-wheel drive, their symmetrical all-wheel drive technology, which has physical all-wheel drive and torque vectoring. I guess more of a simulated torque vectoring used through braking, but it's really, really good, very sophisticated, and extremely effective. Much more potent than Toyota's all-wheel drive system. It should even outcompete in some ways Honda's physical all-wheel drive as well as the Korean's physical all-wheel drive. We're also going to get 40% better fuel economy than the non-hybrid model. We'll talk about how that's going to affect overall and average fuel economy once we get to the spreadsheet. Of course, all-wheel drive is standard here. This is not a BRZ we're talking about. And starting MSRP is a bit high. But there's an asterisk here. So this is before destination. If you include destination, it's about $36,500, and it's not available on the base hybrid. That's a bit unfortunate. The base Forester starts at under $30,000 before destination. It would have been cool to get this also available with the hybrid. I think it'll come. But maybe not in the first year or so because Subaru's pent-up demand for hybrids is so strong that yes, they're not going to have any problem selling any of these trims initially. Over time, Subaru fans will be cross-shopping the competition. And if the competition has equal hybrid fuel economy, maybe not effectiveness off-road, but at least in fuel economy for less money, Subaru fans might be looking elsewhere. All right. But in the time being, the pent-up demand is going to be selling. They're going to be selling out. So it starts with the premium hybrid. What do you get? Well, of course, you get the hybrid system, 18-inch wheels, which is this is going to be the most fuel-efficient powertrain. Because when you go to the more expensive models, they have bigger wheels, 19-inch wheels, which sap fuel economy and efficiency. You also get eyesight here, emergency steering, blind spot detection, rear cross traffic alert, 12.3-inch full digital gauge cluster. You also have power rear gate with hands-free foot activation. So, and you're getting the 11.6-inch multimedia navigation screen, the really tall vertical one. You also have X mode, dual mode, and hill descent control in the base model. All right. Let's see if I have images of this screen, this digital screen. Here we go. You also, I love that you can put your maps up here. I don't know if you'll be able to put your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay maps up here. I sure hope so. A lot of the competition allows for that integration. You still have your fuel economy efficiency mode up there. Now, here's a different, I like this better. This is making me excited. We have a true energy monitor here, which is great. If you look at something like the Mazda CX-50 hybrid, which uses Toyota's hybrid technology, but it doesn't have some of the nerdy monitors in here, like this hybrid energy flow monitor, which I adore. I have to have it pretty much on my hybrids because it allows me to see what the car's doing, if the engine's on, if the engine's not on, how much of the battery is full, that sort of thing. Love this. And you also have this big old radial power meter here. Love that. This is great. Also the big EV button to let you know you're fully electric. Really, really enjoy this screen here. Happy that it's standard. That's something that the RAV4, it is not standard, the 12-inch screen. You have to go up in the trim levels. The base 7-inch screen is perfectly fine, by the way. But I'm liking this a lot, to be honest. I probably like this screen better than Toyota's 12-inch screen because Toyota's 12-inch screen is too complex. There's too many menus. There's too much customization. Customization is good, but too much is not a good thing. So we still are retaining 8.7 inches of ground clearance. Let's get into the Forester Sport Hybrid. It gives you the 19-inch wheels, $38,000 before destination. You have Harman Kardon gloss accents on the car, 11 speakers, animal-free StarTex interior upholstery, and reverse automatic braking. Let's go to the Limited. So it has all those features that the Sport had, but now you get reverse automatic braking, which I thought we already had that on the Sport. But you also have 8-way power adjustable passenger seat. You have a heated steering wheel. So if you want a heated steering wheel, you got to get on this Limited or touring model. You have rain sensing front windshield wipers. That's not a big deal to me. Chrome and black exterior badging, not a big deal to me. StarTex as well, and blue accent stitching. It's all right. All right, is it enough? I mean, really, the biggest thing here is power, passenger, and Harman Kardon. Is it worth an additional $1,500? That's up for you guys to decide. And rain sensing wipers, I can live without. All right, Forester Touring. What do you get on the highest end model? I hope you get real on leather here. 19-inch wheels with a dark gray finish, Harman Kardon, 360 camera. Driver focus, driver monitoring system. That sounds like something I don't want. Ventilated front seats. That sounds great. Heated rear seats. Smart rear view mirror. Okay, digital rear view mirror. That's really nice. Leather trimmed interior upholstery. There we go. Ultra suede inserts. You also get two-tone paint colors with autumn green metallic, river rock pearl, magnetite. Sounds like a Pokemon gray metallic, brilliant bronze metallic, and those can be all paired to a crystal black roof. Forester Hybrid debuts Daybreak Blue Pearl as a hybrid exclusive color and is available on it's available on Premium Hybrid and Limited and Touring, but not the Sport. And it costs an extra $400. All right, so here's the overall packaging costs, the option costs. And it's time to get into that juicy spreadsheet where we break down the Subaru Hybrid versus the biggest competition. I'm super excited to show this to you guys. I've been working on this spreadsheet this morning. All right, so let's look at power numbers first. And this is where Subaru is actually a little bit behind here. We only have 194 combined horsepower here. I think it's because the the Boxer engine just doesn't have the same output as the competition's engines. For some reason, Toyota's hybrid engine is more potent, even though it's the same displacement. Honda uses a much smaller engine, but they have a bigger electric motor than Subaru. And then you look at Hyundai and Kia with the turbo 4-cylinder that they use, has good power, really good torque out of it. So Subaru is going to fall behind in overall power versus the competition. It doesn't crack 200 horsepower. It gets close at 194. Now, fuel economy, this is a bit of an estimation. Subaru says over 40% better fuel economy in town. So if we look at what their base Forester is rated at 33. So if we do 33 plus 40%, equals 46 miles per gallon in town. However, it's going to suffer a little bit on the highway. Maybe get a little bit more fuel, maybe 28. So this is what I'm doing, plus 28 divided by 2. I'm estimating that the Forester Hybrid Crosstrek will get maybe a little bit better since it'll be a little bit lighter, maybe 30, 39 miles per gallon. But 37 miles per gallon is what I'm expecting out of the Forester combined. All right, the Forester Hybrid combined. It's not going to touch the competition, but it's close. And if you drive it efficient, if you don't have a lead foot, that could make up some ground. But Toyota is still ruling the roost here with fuel economy. And the thing is, since you can game Toyota's hybrids quite well to get better fuel economy, I'm expecting that to happen with Subaru's system too. Not so much on the highway, but in town, you can game Toyota's hybrids, all right, and get better than the advertised fuel economy. If you look at my Camry driving impressions and fuel economy on the new Camry, the new 5th gen hybrid, I was able to get up to 62 miles per gallon front wheel drive LE, which is quite a bit above the city fuel economy, right? Because EPA estimate on Camry LE is 53, and I was able to get 62. Now, warm climate Florida, flat roads, but yes. So Toyotas and therefore Subarus more than likely will be able to hit their fuel economy numbers if you don't have a lead foot. Honda's is a bit trickier. Same thing with the Koreans, and that's why I have asterisks here, because if I go to was it the Kia page? Kia says they say estimated 44 miles per gallon highway. That's quite crazy. Now, it might have really small wheels or something. I don't know why this model's getting EPA estimated 44 miles per gallon highway, and you move up to the EX hybrid, and it goes down massively. It must have smaller wheels, like massively smaller wheels would be my guess. So yeah, they're saying, you know, I've never been able to get over Hyundai's fuel economy numbers. In fact, when I drove the new Tucson in California, yes, there were mountains and stuff, but I was nowhere close to getting their EPA estimate. All right. And a lot of the other, my colleagues in the business doing what I do, journalists, they struggle to get the fuel economy numbers as well on Hyundai and Kias. Honda, if you try, you can get it, but it's very rare that you can go above the fuel economy numbers. Watch my Civic hybrid fuel economy test. It's just really difficult to get above that fuel economy number that Honda puts out, but it's also difficult to get below in my testing as well. So you can't really game Hondas, you can't really game Hyundai and Kia's hybrids, but these you should be able to maximize your fuel economy if you really want to. And since Subaru's power is down slightly compared to the competition, I don't expect it to be as quick. I want to say Hyundai and Kia is around 7.5 seconds, something like that. They're all competitive. Honda's the fastest because Honda acts as a true electric car with how their hybrid works. Okay, the engine is hardly ever directly tied to the wheels. So only at highway speeds does the engine really help out. And so Honda's hybrids really suffer on the highway, where Hyundai and Kias are going to do really well on the highway. Toyotas do well on the highway, and this new Subaru should do fairly well on the highway too. Now, let's move on to range. Subaru's range, well, they have a fat ass, I'll just say it, a big ass gas tank on here, 16.6 gallons. That more than makes up for their lack of fuel economy to get possibly best in class range here. Now, if you might be able to get 600 miles of range if you're lucky on a Toyota, you're not going to get it on a Honda CRV hybrid. And you're not going to get it on a Hyundai Kia hybrid. So, hey, that's pretty good, especially when you think about Subaru buyers. Some of them want to take this vehicle off-road. They want to have access to the wilderness. And if you have a big old gas tank that gives you a better peace of mind when you're going into more remote locations, that's pretty cool. Now, Subaru has a very modest 1.1 kilowatt hour battery here, which is about the same size as Toyota and Honda's. If you look at Hyundai and Kia, for some reason, they have quite a big battery pack, a 1.5 kilowatt hour battery pack, and it doesn't actually help them get significantly better fuel economy. Now, where Hyundai and Kias have somewhat of an advantage is their true 6-speed automatic. The 6-speed automatic here is quite satisfying to drive. It feels more like a normal car. It's smooth, but the problem is a 6-speed automatic is much more complicated to in comparison to all these eCVTs. These eCVTs are essentially bulletproof. There's hardly any moving parts in them, and Toyota's eCVTs have proven to be bulletproof. Hondas, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be quite as bulletproof. They're a little bit different in their design because Honda's eCVT doesn't really connect the engine to the wheels. All right, it clutches into the wheels. So where these are going to have the engine and the electric motors directly driving the wheels. That also happens in Hyundai and Kias. All right, so these all use a 2-motor hybrid system in different, I guess, applications. But Hyundai and Kias uses a single motor hybrid system and connects that to an automatic, where the 2-motor is able to kind of mimic an eCVT. All right, all-wheel drive is standard on the Subaru, but it's also standard on the Toyota. However, Toyota's hybrid system, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's great for efficiency, but it's not the best for like tough off-roading. And that's okay because most people are not taking a RAV4 off-road. Now, Honda still uses mechanical linkage to power the rear wheels, so drive shafts. So does Hyundai and Kia. So does Subaru. Subaru's is going to be the most efficient. It's going to be the lightest. And when you combine it with the hybrid system, these numbers are going to go down for Hyundai, Kia, and Honda because this is including the all-wheel drive. So that's the thing. Subaru will never offer a front-wheel drive variant of this hybrid because that's not Subaru's identity. Toyota will. In other markets, they have a RAV4 front-wheel drive hybrid. The thing is, with the next generation RAV4 coming out this year, the 6th-gen RAV4, it's going to the 5th-gen hybrid system, and I almost guarantee it, since the RAV4 will now be standard hybrid, which could reduce the price on this, which is a bigger problem to the competition if the new RAV4 comes out with a lower price. And why? How could they do that? Well, they just offer a front-wheel drive model as well, in addition to all-wheel drive as an option. As of now, it is standard, and there's a possibility Toyota continues it standard, but I think Toyota, since it'll be hybrid only, they need ways to cut costs for cheaper entry-level models, and I think they'll have front-wheel drive here, which I don't see why they wouldn't. The Highlander has front-wheel drive as an option in their hybrid, and so does the Sienna. Why don't they make it in the RAV4? I think it's coming. The Subaru 2.5 hybrid gets you standard all-wheel drive, where Honda's for about $1,100 more gets you the all-wheel drive. All right, so advantage to actually Subaru against Honda in terms of base price here. It also has a better base price compared to the Tucson all-wheel drive models, because the Tucson, for some reason, the Tucson is $5,000 more than the Kia Sorento. The Kia Sportage all-wheel drive. I don't get it. I don't understand. If you guys can, maybe it has better standard equipment. I understand that, but there shouldn't be this a $5,000 difference between the entry-level Tucson Blue and the Kia base model hybrid, whatever that's called, the LX model. Just doesn't make sense. The Sportage from Kia and the RAV4 are the best bang for your bucks at the bottom end of the market, but when you get to mid-tier, the premium model here, this is by far the best way to go. The premium hybrid on the Subaru Forester is, man, I can't wait to drive it because all these hybrids excel at different things. All right. Hyundai and Kias are the most fun to drive because they have a 6-speed auto, but they're not the most efficient, at least in the all-wheel drive configurations. Honda's is the smoothest. There's no denying it. It's the smoothest. It's the quietest. It's the most refined, but they're fairly expensive. Toyota's the best of all worlds, okay? Affordable, super reliable, good power as well, standard all-wheel drive, and priced well. And they have arguably the best efficiency. You might be able to say Kia's front-wheel drive base model has slightly better efficiency. I haven't seen it in personal testing, so it's hard to say. Subaru is going to have close to good efficiency as a competition. Standard all-wheel drive is a big strength. Real all-wheel drive, not Toyota's like simulated all-wheel drive. Honda will be going to e-axles too with their next-gen hybrids to get better efficiency, and it's cheaper too. But anyway, Subaru will have the best all-wheel drive system. They offer probably the best packaging at around $36,000 compared to the competition, and standard all-wheel drive. I think I already mentioned that. Oh, great range, has really good range. So pretty exciting stuff. Now, I got to mention this real quick. Over at Motor Trend, Alyssa Priddle, I actually went to Japan with her, if I remember correctly, with Honda to see Honda 0 Series technology this past fall. But anyways, she has a really cool article about Subaru's next hybrids. Yes, it's coming in the Crosstrek, but she said Subaru's not stopping there. You're going to see it in the Outback as well as the Ascent, but they need a more potent hybrid system. So I concocted my own hybrid system here based off the 2.4 hybrid, potentially using the same motors here that we see on this hybrid, on the base hybrid, on the Crosstrek and Forester. All right. But since you have a much more potent turbo engine, that's going to be slightly detuned for efficiency. We're going to see about 240, 250 horsepower here. You should be able to get over 35 miles per gallon. The problem is, when is this coming? It's probably not coming until 2026, probably 27 at the earliest, 2027. Meanwhile, Honda does not have a large hybrid yet. But Hyundai, Kia, and Toyota have large vehicle hybrids, especially the ones coming in. If you look for Hyundai, they have the new one coming in, the new Palisade and Telluride, and it will have a lot more horsepower than this. But this is just theoretical, and it's exciting to see. And this would compete quite well with Toyota's hybrids. But the thing is, it's like this power number that I'm estimating, hopefully it's a lot higher than this. Toyota is able to do it with a simpler engine, a lighter setup with a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated with 246 horsepower in the Highlander, for example, in the Grand Highlander. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about this, but I'm going to finish off with the Forester Wilderness. Now, also in this Motor Trend article, they mentioned that a hybrid is probably coming to the Forester Wilderness. It's strange that they launch it without the hybrid, because this press release came out on the same day as the hybrid pricing. We have a 1/2 inch greater ground clearance here compared to the standard models, upgraded suspension, advanced X mode, arrives fall 2025. This thing looks pretty cool. I'm excited for it. I mean, it looks like a bit of a raccoon mask in the front, but whatever. It's going to be cool, and people love their Wilderness models. I haven't driven a Forester Wilderness in a long time, but I was really impressed with the ride quality and the suspension on it. It's just too bad that it's just so underpowered. It would really benefit from having the hybrid system with electric torque to benefit it. All right. I don't think we have pricing quite yet on that model. Pricing will be later this year. And I don't know if Subaru, I forgot to mention the hybrid will be available very soon on the Forester. Probably the Crosstrek later this year, but spring 2025, guys, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to test it out here in my local press fleet. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on Subaru's hybrid compared to the competition. I think it's good. I just wish it was on the base model as well. I think it'll come over time, and it would be able to get it starting around $33,000 instead of $36,000. But yeah, there's just no need for it. And another thing they would run into is the Crosstrek hybrid's pricing. Crosstrek hybrid needs to undercut this significantly, and it has the same hybrid system. So I think Subaru's going to wait a while before they expand the hybrid on the base model, because the Crosstrek will come in and soak up those sales, no problem. All right. I thank you guys for watching again, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Subaru's hybrids, again, if you haven't hit that like button, I would appreciate it. Have a great day, guys, and peace out.